All right, I'm back from Baltimore Comic Con. It was a flurry during those 3 days. It's about a week after the convention right now. I'm finally just sitting down to film this video. I will have a haul video coming up, but this is just going to show the books that I got signed. What I did was take a look at the convention map. Actually, this is the list of artists, and I circled the ones that I was interested in meeting. And ultimately, I plot out my course. So I'm in line, I'm trying to figure out where to go. I enter here, I have to beeline to here. If I'm doing grading, if I'm doing these different artists, these are the people I'm going to check out. So I'm not going to belabor this point anymore. These are the people that I got signatures from, and some of them I have to show you today. So this is a turn of events with how I usually strategize. I was not in the mood to wait in any lines. I did a lot of that in previous conventions. And so I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what I did to shake things up with my strategy. So first off, I went to find some sketches, and there were only a couple artists that I wanted to get sketches from. Tom Rainey was supposed to be there, but he canceled. I didn't realize that until after I had pulled some books. And so I was hoping to get a couple more sketches from him. I really like his style. Frank Cho, I was going to get books signed. I wanted to get a sketch from him. He doesn't do a lot of sketches, if at all. His schedule was packed, so he was barely at his booth. I did not see Frank Cho, so that didn't happen. I didn't get anything signed by him. What I wanted to do was also see Sean Chen. I have a sketch from him already. He booked up his sketches early. He wasn't at his booth right away, so I missed him when he eventually showed up. So I missed out on Sean Chen, but that is okay. I already have a sketch from him. What I did do was I hunt Pop Mahan, and Pop did a Nova sketch for me. So I came back the second day and picked up the sketch. It's a pretty cool sketch that I have right now at CBCS being graded. I felt like I wanted to get the art label on this. For the first time, I'm submitting through them to get the art label. Usually I do through CGC. So CBCS, this is a little bit of a different thing for me. So I thought I'd try them out for the fine art. I also commissioned Koi Pham to do an Archangel piece for me. And he took a long time to do this. Now you would think, okay, you take 3 days to do this sketch. You are going to put a lot of detail in it. And this is what happened. So I don't hate it, but I don't love it. It's not my favorite thing. He did okay, but here's the pet peeve. He didn't start working on this until an hour before I picked it up on Sunday. He had me as second on his list for sketches. He had a full list I saw later in the convention when I kept checking back, and he had random people crossed off. So what he did was he did go in order. He went in order of whatever he wanted to do that particular day. I can understand that, but it wasn't a first come first serve, which is what I was anticipating. So my sketch kept on getting pushed and pushed and pushed. Ultimately, I go to the booth. He's taking other people's sketches, so he's like, okay, I'm going to do this person's sketch and this random person that just walked up to my table. I'm going to do a head sketch for them, and then I'll do your piece. I was like, I've been on your list since Friday, not just this random person walking up. So I feel like the sketch was pretty rushed, which is unfortunate. I was really hoping for a little bit more of a detailed piece, a little bit more attention paid to it. I'm happy to have a sketch from him, but I can't say it's my most treasured sketch in my collection. All right, those are the only two sketches that happened. Now, on to the signings. So at Jim Shooter's booth, I found out that he was charging $25 a signature. $25 is a bit more than he usually does. He used to do them for free. Then I think he started charging $15 or $20. Now, it was $25 regardless of whether you're getting graded or not. And he had a grading company right there ready to do facilitated CGC grading. So I bit the bullet. I picked 5 of the 6 books I brought. The one book I didn't end up getting signed by him was Shadow Man #1. But all of these other ones are ones that I had signed, and they're off to be graded right now. So what do I have here? I have Marvel Age 12, which is the preview of the symbiote costume back when it was in its design phase, which is the black with the red on it. So precursor to Secret Wars #8. I have Unity 0, the red variant, which is a harder to find Valiant comic. I have Unity 1, the silver variant. And these were incentive books that were meant to be thank yous. Magnus Robot Fighter #0, another favorite book of mine from the Valiant era in the early 90s. And then Archer and Armstrong Zero, the gold variant. I think it's gold. So I got all those signed by him in paint pens. That was my first experiment with paint pens. Shout out to Amazing Murphinator for turning me on to those. And hopefully they turn out and look beautiful in the slabs. Hopefully they come back soon. So we'll see. I was originally thinking about getting a sketch from Alex Soviak, and I didn't. I kind of wish I did, but I wanted to save some money. I was hoping to buy some Silver Age books at the con, and so instead of spending $300, $400, $500 on a sketch from Alex, which I appreciate his artwork, but I have to admit he's not in my top 10 for sketches, I decided to hold that money and then maybe come back to him at a later time if the mood strikes me. But I did get a book signed. And you're going to be shocked because I have the book with me. I did not submit this book. I didn't feel like it. I was tired. This was the first day of the con. He had no line. I didn't feel like having a witness. And so I had my Spider-Man Adventures #10 signed in paint pen right there. I got a nice orange red, matches with the Venom smile there. So my philosophy and thinking at the time, and it still is true, is maybe I don't need to have everything submitted. Maybe I can get this submitted at a later point and I can go through CBCS's verification process. They do have that for things that are signed. You spend about $20, $25 per signature plus the grading fees to have a signature verified. So I could do that with this book. But for now, I'm holding on to it. I'm going to save my money and maybe at a later date, I will send this out. I had the same feeling towards Arthur Suydam. Arthur is the one who does the Marvel Zombies covers, the ones for Dynamite right now with Vampirilla and some other characters. So he had a table full of posters. And as I mentioned, you have to buy a poster in order to get a signature. And apparently it's a 1-for-1 type of deal, but I snuck in a second book. So I have two signatures plus a poster. He does give you a certificate that he signs. But what I got signed was my Marvel Zombies #1, the second print. He wrote a kind of a thick signature there. A little messy, but that's okay. Really near mint copy here, so this is probably one I would want to get submitted. This next one I'm not sure I'd get submitted, and I'll tell you why. So it's Marvel Zombies 5, the second printing. His signature got a little splotchy with the paint pen. So I gave him the pen, it was primed and ready to go, and he blotted it a little bit more, which is not what was needed to happen. I like that it's a side signature. I like this cover. It's sort of a, probably a throwaway cover. It's not necessarily an homage, but I wanted to get this one signed. So whether I grade these or not, I don't know, but these are PC. These are personal copies. I was excited to get those signed. Now that I have Marvel Zombies 1, his regular cover, first print signed and slabbed, I didn't necessarily feel like I needed to get these slabbed right away. And the poster I picked up, I was actually pretty happy with this poster. It's his Dead Days, I believe, Marvel Zombies origin story cover. It's the gatefold to X-Men #1 homage. And so he signs the bottom of it in front of you. And this is the poster. So I don't know what I'm going to do with it because I don't hang up comic art in my home. But I could take this to work and scandalize some people. So with my ticket to Baltimore Comic Con, I paid extra for the special guest, which was Joe Quesada. And I basically paid $150 for this ticket, which is 3 signatures. That's about his going price for signatures, I believe. And I didn't want to wait in a massive line for him. He's a popular guy. And they had regular signings outside of the VIP signing that I was part of. But with my ticket, I also got in early to the convention. So I did that. And I got a lithograph with that. So it's kind of a low quality, but it's a Spider-Man. He signed it, which I didn't realize he was going to sign it, which is awesome. This is one that I would definitely frame. It's in really nice condition. It's not huge. It's about the size of a sketch pad piece of paper. Great colors. So I got this. And I also had 3 books signed. So I had Sword of Azrael, #1, my childhood copy. And I'm having that pressed just in case because I couldn't get around to it in advance. I had House of M #1, his variant cover with Scarlet Witch pixelating. So I'm getting that pressed. And then I got Nova #1 signed because I really thought that was a cool cover. I like this cover. You don't see this cover a whole lot. And Nova's become a cool character for me. I really enjoyed that. So had 3 of them signed. Was happy to meet him. Wasn't so much of a talker, but you get escorted in a private room and he kind of gets through the line. It's fine by me. So that's Joe Quesada. Last but not least was Chris Bachalo, and someone said his name is pronounced that way, so I'm going to stick with it. Chris Bachalo. And I got in his line relatively early. On the second day, he didn't have much of a line. Day 1, he did have a big line. I didn't want to wait in it, but he goes through people. But he does take time to chat with you. Really nice guy. Signatures were free except for like a $2 donation to the Hero Fund. So I got 4 things signed by him. He was not sketching, but I'm going to talk about that in a minute. So what I got signed, and again, these are books I kept. I didn't have them graded by CBCS. I may submit them at a later date. I probably will, to be quite honest, because I really love his stuff. And so I got Uncanny X-Men Battle the Atom variant, number 13, signed by him in the orange paint pen. Matches the orange there. I try to color coordinate here with the signatures. Nonstop Spider-Man annual number 2, not annual. Just a lot of open space, but he chose the sign over here. Got Nonstop Spider-Man number 3 in the blue pen. A little busy. All of his covers are very busy, so it's hard to find a place for his big signature. But got that there. You can see. And this was a last-minute edition. Regular edition cover, Uncanny X-Men 467. So you can see he signed small here, but what he was doing with some of his books is embellishing. So some people had some Sandman or Death, the High Cost of Living books, and he was adding waves in the hair of the characters, or drawing little eyeballs, or in this case, drawing X's on the book. I didn't ask him to do this. I think it's kind of a cool little feature. I was hoping he would do that for one of them. So that was pretty cool. But as I said, he doesn't sketch. He does a raffle where he'll pick 2 people each day to do a sketch at a later date. And he charges you for it, but you get to recommend some options for him. I didn't win the raffle. I entered for 2 days. But it just so happened that on eBay, there was a sketch of his. This is kind of rare, in my opinion. You don't see Bachalo sketches or Bachalo sketches on eBay or even available. And so I bought for about $200, which I found was a steal, Batman Zero, this art sketch. So he did this in about 2013, it looks like. I wish it was a Marvel character, but I have to admit, I'm kind of digging it. I was having, not FOMO because he wasn't even offering it, but I was happy to get a sketch from him. I feel like these are hard to find because they're in personal collections, and he's not doing a whole lot of sketches, at least on blank covers. His take-home commissions are done on Bristol board, on regular sketch paper. So this was my edition that I bought the day after Comic-Con ended, and I was happy to snag this at a really nice price. I thought it would go for well beyond what it did, and I probably got a deal. So that was Baltimore Comic Con. I had a blast. I spent a lot of money. I'm going to show off a haul video very soon, so stay tuned. I'm going to be putting some more videos out there. I have piles of books right next to me, next to Walter, that we're trying to get through and show off. So thanks for sticking with this video, seeing me from beginning to end, what books I wanted to bring on board to have sketches and signatures, and which ones I eventually came to terms with having a signature on. So thanks for watching. I will see you next time.